You never know. I mean, whatever it is about ADC Versus, nothing makes sense.
No.
Everything is made up, but the points do matter.
Yes, they do. And let's see how they affect going into this next game. Heretics on blue, but it is going to be first pick here for MKOI on the red side, so in reverse. And the biggest question is, what is the priority going to go towards? Because, again, we've seen pretty stable comps from these guys. But I also feel like they can play anything, Dagda. That's the problem with MKOI. They're so unpredictable as well.
I mean, they do just play, like, Jojo is going to win lane. Elyoya and Alvaro are going to link up and try and play through that mid lane as well. Like, we've seen Supa and Alvaro going for this, like, Yunara Lulu a little bit as well, which has netted mixed results, but in general, very, very strong. And I think that's kind of where MKOI are just willing to, play through strong lanes into winning the game.
Yeah, I guess unpredictable the wrong word, isn't it? Because, I mean, even the champions, like, it's probably going to be Rumble Prio as Jace actually gets taken away.
Probably be Azir here, to be honest.
You think Azir? Yeah, Jojo's most played as well. And Pyke first pick, obviously.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
B1
better.
Pyke is the...
B1 Pyke meta. Okay. There we go. Rumble gets picked up. Now, what do you want to see in response? You said Azir. So for Serin, an obvious takeaway, right?
But the thing is, you could go Azir Jarvan here, which basically then there are no real good answers for Jojo into the Jarvan because you want to go either Orianna, the Ryze, or the Taliyah, which all are kind of... Taliyah is a little bit easier to play, but you're very immobile, which then kind of sets up well for the Jarvan here if you want to. But
Cassante. Wow.
That I didn't... What? I mean, I knew it was coming, I just thought it would be later.
But what a matchup.
Yeah, we've never seen this before.
We've never seen this one before. We'll have to tell you a little bit about how it goes when we get into game. But with that interest out of the way, it might go down from here. We'll just see, again, if we do get that mid matchup.
Yeah, I think you do take the mid lane. Okay.
Ori instead.
But the thing is, I think if you're a Elyoya, you do just go Jarvan here. Like, this Orianna struggles a lot against Jarvan because she's immobile, you can play very heavily around the mid, and you then get the Azir, and then level 6 of go for the push onto Orianna, see if you can burn that flash, then look for rinse and repeats when you've got the Cataclysm available, and you've already got that Rumble as well. It just kind of seems to make it very easy to play out, but not going to be the case. Okay.
I mean, look, Pantheon as well, there's still mobility. There's, the Flash W is still so easy to execute. For Elyoya, there's going to be his second Pantheon game, and it looks like MKOI just don't care. They're like, yeah, we could have gone Azir, Jarvan here, made a bit of a hot pot. They will still get the Azir, but they build the comp in their own way.
Yeah. I mean, Jarvan's still a very strong champion. Does have decent matchups across most of the jungle. But I still think, I think Jarvan's just a little underutilized when you're seeing immobile carries already. And I imagine we're just going to have Sheo round this out. Probably Xin Zhao, I imagine, here for him in the jungle. And again, just kind of have that early pressure, but not actually going to be the case. Putting that priority on the Yunara instead.
Okay, so Yunara, I would say, spices things up, but it only spices something up if Team Heretics get away some of Supa's 80 carries. So far, Supa this split, he's been a big Yunara player, so it looks like it is a key takeaway. But Siva, Corki, Aphelios, Ezreal, with two bans, you're not going to get rid of Supa's champion pool.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm kind of surprised, because I feel like it's easier to get rid of picks for Sheo, right? Because Ori Wukong kind of works, but into Azir, who can then push the Wukong away, makes it a little bit more difficult for the Wukong to get a lot of high value. And the Xin Zhao can be banned away as well. And it just means that there's a lot of picks in the jungle then start to... that I'm not sure where Sheo ends up going to. Maybe Mundo, but also not... It feels like great into what MKOI are being shown here as well. So, But I'm not going to be the ban for MKOI. Instead, looking at that bottom lane.
Yeah, pairings with the Nico instead. Do they get rid of the Enchanter or maybe another form of engage? Kaiser's banned away on the side of Team Heretics. Yeah, it's interesting because I do feel like for MKOI, they're still just drafting into major comfort. Most played for Jojo, most played for Myrwn. Best champions in the meta right now, the S tier picks. And as I said, Supa's follow-up is gone. Alvaro off the recap.
I think it will probably be a Lulu ban here, just to deny it from the Yunara. And then Alvaro can still go back to things like the Bard, which are relatively fine, and can play for that pick onto Orianna, or even just force that early dash out of the Yunara, which makes her a little bit more vulnerable.
Sure.
Yeah, there's a Lulu.
There it is.
And you're more, The questions to me are, do we actually just see Supa and Alvaro go for something like the Caitlyn lane to see if they can just bully out the Yunara in the early stages? Or do they want to just try and play for the range advantage with the Bard? But that does open up Stend still to go for things like the Karma and those kind of picks. So I think you're caught, like, the way MKOI have gone about it, I think have kind of left a lot of tools open for Heretics.
I'm just going to throw this out there. What about a Milio Aphelios lane? What do we think of that? Especially with things like Zhao and a bit of range. I'm just going to leave that there because it might be a bit of a what up. I mean, also, I do feel like, Dagda, you might need a bit of engage. Like, we could get something like a Thresh, maybe a Nautilus linked up instead of an Enchanter. Supa is looking at the Aphelios, and it seems like, you know, the best pick.
Yeah, unless they're just going to go Aphelios Karma themselves. But, yeah, I think, like, Yunara with an Enchanter here is kind of okay.
Yeah.
Because the Braum is actually going to be fine. Actually, Milio is a pain in the ass to play against this Alistar if you do want to go the Milio route, but you can still go for the Nautilus, you can still go for Enchanter. Like, I think Heretics still have options here.
It's best of one, it's best tier picks. As you said, Braum seems to be the best. And there it is, Dagda. That'll be locked in. And let's be real. I mean, scaling for Heretics, front to back. You talked about their ability to disengage and kind of keep space. It's like MKOI are the ones who have a bit of scaling as well, Dagda, but what, more lanes to play through? What do you think about this?
I think you've got... So for Heretics, you've got winning bot push and you've got winning mid push, which then opens up Sheo to do a lot of work in skirmishes and seeing if you can try and set up for engage, which kind of makes Elyoya a little bit more difficult to try and play around, or for him to try and play around his lanes. Because I still expect, like, basically what we saw in the last game with the Rumble and the Cassantes, you just kind of leave them to their own devices. So in that case, I think Heretics at least have tools and windows to try and play around in these early stages. But as you say, I think if you wait until the later portions of the game, you have good teamfight setup potential to try and play around as MKOI, despite some of the disengage that Heretics are playing with.
Well, an important game and simple win conditions for drives, I feel, is getting into this one. We've had a lot of questions around Heretics to split. It's been a bit of a down split for Sheo, considering he was top 3 jungler in a big portion of last year. You know, they've had some major changes in this roster through their solo lanes. And I wonder, had they scaled enough into the season to put up against a good performance against MKOI? It's MKOI we're talking about, who yesterday, after walking through SK, losing to LR on day 1, still seemed like a great team who just had a bit of a whoopsie on that first day. Now, winner of this. Team Heretics win, they can't secure anything, but if MKOI win, KC and Na'Vi are the biggest fans of this Spanish team. They will be locked into playoffs. Heal burn, it's Braum early, heal in response. And both Aphelios and Alistar don't really have abilities at level 1.
Just Heretics trying to use the fact that Yunara, when she can get her Q level 1, is pretty damn strong. Increase the damage that you can put out.
What do you mean Jojo's not in form? The Anivia wall was crazy yesterday. That was yesterday, didn't it? No. It was, it wasn't. Didn't Jojo play Anivia yesterday?
Yeah, he did, yeah. Yeah, I think he did, like... So, me and Vedi were actually having this conversation backstage, and I do agree with kind of where we landed, which is that it's very hard to talk about Jojo at the moment, because he is by far and away the strongest laning mid laner that we have at the moment.
Yep.
And in theory, I think he is in conversation for best mid in the league at the moment. The biggest problem is he just kind of has a couple of whoopsies where you kind of go, what was the game plan here, Jojo?
I hope this is not one of them, Dagda, because your timing would be perfect. Dagda! Your timing is perfect! There's a whoopsie.
Yeah, that is not the way Jojo wanted that one to go. Serin doing a nice job of punishing, because Jojo has actually been able in the Azir to get advantages against the Orianna, which typically isn't the play. And Serin, having absolutely none of it, says, hang on a second, oil attacks do a hell of a lot here. I managed to get the kill.
I guess the shifting sands to avoid the dissonance was not worth. As Team Heretics on the board first. First blood for Serin. And that's a huge way to start. It was such a great game.
Yeah, Serin, will still have to be a little careful when he gets to 6, because no flash means that there is a potential for Jojo and Elyoya to try and punish the flashless Orianna, but still, like, he's so happy that he's managed to get that first blood for himself. This definitely going to make things a lot easier for Serin to punish these levels 1 to 5, thanks to that early amplifying tome.
Does mean mid opens up a little bit here for the junglers. They're on the bot side right now, but gank path is going to be quite interesting as Tracyn is getting bullied out by Myrwn. Myrwn on Rumble, by the way. Here we go again. It does feel like this has been his best champion, and it's not just because he's played it the most this split, but I feel like we've seen masterclass from him. I think Myrwn is the best Rumble for me in the league, because Khan has had an insane game and a bit of a whoopsie game on it.
I mean, Nago's pretty...
Okay, we've got good Rumbles in the league. Maybe that statement is a bit outlandish. Myrwn's definitely in that conversation, I think. I'm not as sure anymore after we started naming top laners. You said Nako, I thought of it mid-sentence, Kana.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, am I missing anyone else at the moment? I mean, actually, Mainta's a pretty good Rumble, no? He's great Cassante. Yep. I don't know anymore. Myrwn's good. Okay? And he could be the best Rumble in the league, he could be the 3rd best. Either way, he's up there. How's that?
Yeah, and I think that's just Myrwn in general, right? Like, the asterisk that was beside his name when he first joined the league, because he's like, yeah, he's okay on his champions, has just disappeared.
Yep.
Myrwn is just a very strong top laner now, and I think it's a credit to him for the amount of work that he's put in behind the scenes. Because that's personally what I love seeing in like players is their development and how you can see that behind the scenes work transition to the main stage. And I think Myrwn is a perfect example of that at the moment, where he just has become so incredibly strong. And as you can see, Tracyn, unfortunately, is on the business end of that.
Yes, indeed. He'll be able to TP back. He's also got some cookies, so if he wants to sustain, he can, but he's going to TP instead. Naturally, Myrwn leaves the wave where it is so he can bully the TP in Cassante. Negatron Cloak picked up, by the way. And Myrwn, he's going to go back and get his Tarbies, so he TPs the turret instead. And top lane's just about that. Again, really new matchup we've got in the top lane for you. Have we just seen it all day? Look, it's not been every game, surely, right? I have to go back and check. I don't think it has.
No, but we do definitely see it a lot, though.
I mean, the thing is, in best of ones, games go over your head sometimes. It's Alvaro. He's going to be engaged on Guts of Blows, turns it into a better one onto Sheo, and with the trample, onto Stend, flushes away. Now Elyoya caught out, but Winter's Bite doesn't connect. Looks for the re-engage onto Sheo. He's got good damage himself, but Jojo's a little bit too low to come in. Now, the question is, are MKOI going to continue the fray? Because as Jojo goes over the wall, he sends Serin into the waiting arms. The flashless Orianna we saw for the solo kill first blood has been hit hard.
Heretics completely misplay on the fight, and MKOI able to set that one up.
So I don't want to put too much weight onto this consistency argument, but I can shut up because we're back in the game.
There you go. Casters, back to you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so the kill still happened. Serin's still dead. Jojo obviously died earlier in the game. The chrono break happened, but we are at where we were at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so watch it. Hey, it worked. Okay, okay. Yeah. Q works. We're okay. Sheo just went to Krugs purposely to test it, and we're back on board. Game is even. If you kind of missed out, it was Serin getting caught out by a good Jojo ult on low HP. And we are fighting again. I guess the player's got a little bit antsy, engages in. Sheo decides, let's keep on going. Knock up onto Elyoya, but Elyoya stood there with his shield up. Now gets flashed on. Ice gets the kill. Next is Alvaro up. And in the pause, I guess Heretics got to bring in some composure.
This time, Heretics are able to use the level 6 advantage. Ice having access to the ultimate, whereas Supa is still level 5, has to burn the ghost to try and escape. But Stend is just going to play bouncer here. Deny the Aphelios, I thought for a while, from getting back towards that tower to pick up the CS. But Sheo will get the level 6 off of this Scuttle Crab. And maybe he'll just be able to go over for the Dragon as well. Pantheon has to go towards his top side, so it might be an angle, but looks like the reset is instead.
Tracyn okay, I think. Feel pretty confident running into Myrwn, but that's just simply a trade. As we look back towards bot, Team Heretics sent it with Sheo.
Yeah, I don't think they realized that there's going to be, well, more people. Like, well, it was Sheo, so yeah, because level 6 is there for Ice. You don't have her for Supa. Like, sure, you've got the red and white guns, but still just that ultimate advantage is so good. And Heretics picking up a nice kill for themselves on the bottom side.
Oi, Flash, Winter Spite, Alvaro in trouble. He doesn't have ulti, so with concussive blows, he's kept in place, and he's kept for a kill. Ice with number 2, and it's the thing about a pause, it's like it feels like, you know, sometimes you can really lose momentum. MKOI have just been caught out twice now near this bot lane.
Yeah, this bottom side is starting to fall apart a little bit. 2 kills for Ice, and I'm going to be honest, any member of Heretics, it's Ice that I don't want to get kills to.
No way.
Double pentakills. Man's been looking pretty all right on Heretics. This is, yeah, MKOI just struggling a little bit here.
Just a little bit. Ice is almost towards first item already. Grubs are now up, by the way. 1k gold lead for Heretics, and Sheo is leading that a little bit.
There's potential gank in mid, though. Jojo in trouble.
On a ward, 3 members collapse. It's a triangle pincer, but an easy op from Jojo. Still has the flash, though. The Sheo had the 3 Talon Strikers. Ice. What an angle! Alvaro is set up for his jungler to fly in and give a shutdown to Supa. MKOI back on the board.
So MKOI able to get the kill on the bottom side with a nice flank from Alvaro, but I think Sheo misplayed on the wave on mid. Could have actually used that ultimate to knock Jojo back further in towards Serin. Maybe afraid that he'd be able to get a kill onto Serin or something, but ends up meaning that Jojo can escape.
Fighting again. I mean, Braum so strong in the skirmish, but now bopped away. Stend is separated, but the re-engage is beautiful. Heretics fly back in, but it's Jojo who spears back in instead. Sheo looking for the kill on Elyoya, but he went too far. Heretics losing their minds now a bit as MKOI there to pick up the pieces.
It's a 3v4. Well, I don't understand why Heretics are trying to take that fight. You just could have backed away. Yeah, this game has got a little wonky. I'm not gonna lie.
I think the players were sick of sitting there for so long that now they're just like, you know what, no matter what we see enemy, we fight. And while I love the strategy, while I love the game, and sometimes you got to wonder why. This was a beautiful angle from Alvaro.
Yeah, no flash on the Yunara. So Alvaro just put a good hex flash into position. And then here, Stend, like, you should never try and clear this ward. You know that MKOI are going to start to move up. And Heretics even trying to take the fight as well. Like, there's going to be more members of MKOI. Your AD carry just died.
Yeah.
Like,
Such an easy point.
Yeah.
And even though Sheo thinks, oh yeah, I can trade one, Elyoya survives, so it's an even bigger disaster. Equalizer down as we come back to top. Myrwn's just chilling here in the matchup, still with a gold lead.
And you look at the gold on the bottom of your screen, like the 2 lanes that actually started off well for Heretics were Serin with the solo kill.
Yep.
That basically gold has disappeared now. And you had 2 kills on the Yunara from massive mistakes from Supa and Alvaro. And now Supa gets 2 kills off the back of that last play. So
nice.
All of that hard work, well, maybe not completely gone.
Not completely gone. In fact, Ice is going to find his third here, surely. He's got his movement speed and an arc light of ruin waiting for Supa and for Alvaro. One's out of range, but Supa is not. Third kill for Ice, and yeah, we have completely lost it, haven't we? We just keep fighting.
I mean, nice to get himself a kill on that bottom side. Alvaro trying to use that phase rush as the Alistar to escape, but it was actually Supa then who ends up falling off the back of it. Yeah, the MKOI bot lane not having the best of times here.
Not really. Stend now has Bandle Pipes, by the way, as he heads towards mid, charging towards Jojo. He does hit with the Winter's Bite, but he's sent back into the turret range. Ulti's in return, but Stend is dead here? No, not yet. Elyoya flies in, though, to make it so. Spears through Serin, and he won't find one. He will find a second. Still slowed down, but Alvaro, thank you very much, calls Elyoya for the double in the pocket.
So much of these plays is just not respecting the opportunities from the enemy team. So you have that Serin and Stend make that play happen in the mid, but don't expect Alvaro to be there. And also just not expecting Elyoya to have that ultimate available. But it's a Pantheon, and you're making a play on mid-wave. He's always going to show up there. So it ends up being 2 kills going across to MKOI.
Well, if Cameron goes top for some normality. Like, this is nice up here. This is where
yeah.
we flourish.
The Zen. We need the
This
peace.
is Zen, yeah. This calms everything down. 2 top laners just doing absolutely nothing while everyone just loses their minds in the rest of the map.
It's you know, the Tofu's when it's like hitting that gong.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
for the what's the word? The sound baths.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, they are nice. Sheo is just going to walk in. Now we've got a smite steal potential. It does go to Elyoya. MKOI once again, his numbers, but a great engage from Sheo. Maybe makes it okay. Serin's coming in for a flank of Supa. He's just meleeing it though. He's about to die to an Orianna as he flashes away, but not to his life. And eventually Team Heretics take control of the fight. It's interesting because I just feel like both teams are on a holiday.
These fights are weird,
What
man,
the
because I'm
hell
like,
is
oh,
happening?
again, Heretics are taking a 3v4 because you've got your Orianna in the mid lane, but Ice is just untouched. He's getting so much AoE off. The knockup and that W as well from Ice, doing a ton of work, and Ice is just shredding people. He's
tap
playing
dancing.
so well. Even the flash to reposition with Serin was so well played. And we said it like, the one member you don't want to give gold to is Ice, and he's shown why.
5-1 and 2, and we're just back in the ice seed, aren't we? It's 2K gold lead, and Supa in that fight, while having numbers advantage with the rest of MKOI, his ult hits backline and doesn't really give him much access. He has to go into melee range, he has to go into the range of Sheo, and I can see it too, Chatter.
Yeah.
I can see it
Yeah,
too.
Torment, I think you're onto something.
We are doing it again, aren't we? Ice Penta, Part 3, Electric Boogaloo. This is Ice's moment, and he's about to get his second item shortly as he holds the wave like, hot damn. He is having a bit of a split, and for Team Heretics, a losing team, a bottom 3 team right now. In Ice, they believe and rely on, again, for such an important win.
And I mean, even last year on BDS, he was such an important part in what you look towards. And at the start of the split, kind of question marks were on Ice. Like, hey, you know, we haven't seen that same level of consistency. We haven't seen you being able to use these advantages, and was looking a little bit lackluster. But the Heretics AD carry putting on a show these last couple of weeks, or at least the last couple of games. Even if they can't pick up the wins, and it'll be nice to see if he can convert one against MKOI.
He's just luring Jojo in, really slow push of this wave. Doesn't want to overextend, especially with the Pantheon, as we are looking top again. Myrwn, all-out potential, and there it is. Now we wait for the true damage. It does connect Myrwn. I believe flashed away a little bit too late, but let's find. Oh, Tracyn! The Natopo flash didn't work out. Now on top of an equalizer. He's being run around, but Natopo's work out. Tracyn gets the shield and runs out for the solo.
It was very close to being the turnaround play for Myrwn, but Tracyn manages to make it work. Multiple members on this bottom side, though.
Oh, what an angle. Ice about to face check. Which way can he go? Stunned up. You go that way, son. But as he spaces out, Ice still not dead. Still not dead. Ice is still not dead. He's just going to take the minions. The holiday will continue, while Elyoya will get nowhere near the superstar ice cold killer. Team Heretics, again, keep climbing up with their gold.
Just like me in this Berlin weather, MKOI keeps slipping on ice here. They cannot manage to keep himself in check. 6-1 and 3 for this Yunara. And you can see that, like, the Fiend Bolt's already completed. He's a full item ahead of Supa right now.
Hot damn. Well, third's on the way already. Strange game, but Heretics are hand-stiffing a bit.
I mean, at this stage, it's just play for the AD carry. As long as this Yunara is good, you're good. So, the team fights are going to become incredibly difficult for MKOI now, as long as Heretics are able to keep themselves sane and keep these fights simple and easy.
Yeah. Easy is the name of the game. Herald goes down, makes things easier, and to break open mid, you'd think that would be used. And give the chance for easier Dragon setups as well, because first Dragon went to MKOI. Next one's coming up in about a minute. It's going to be a late soul this game. And for Team Heretics, what do you think, Dagda? I mean, that's fine, right? Like, what do you care about soul?
I think it's like, you can still play for soul. I think that what they want to try and do though is play for this mid lane turret.
Yep.
Only 2 plates left on us, so a Rift Herald play should be able to take us. And if you're then able to control mid wave, suddenly you can start to shift Ice into the bottom side of the map, up towards top. Like, start to get and use this pressure that your AD carry can create. So that's why we're seeing a lot of MKOI sitting around this mid wave, trying to contest any play that Heretics may go for. But I think on this next wave, once you have Orianna catch this bottom side and push that out, then you can actually look for a play towards this mid lane turret in a second.
He's getting top push in the meantime. As you said, that bot push will come from Serin. Probably enable him to get that Shadow Flame as well. And right before Dragon, if he, I was going to say teleport backs in, but he doesn't actually have teleport currently. So call that irrelevant for now. It's with that bot push. It's no Dragon start. That'll be delayed again. Both teams kind of hovering on the outside. Also notice that Supa was looking about what he could do top.
So Heretics were waiting for Sheo to complete the Black Cleave and just finish it off, which is why he's gone back to base. So I think this is where we'll see the Herald drop and then immediate turnover towards that Dragon. As MKOI, Elyoya, you can see him sitting there trying to hold this position as he uses the ult to bot lane, but doesn't actually get the play onto Serin. He was trying to make that pick onto the Orianna, but didn't even look like he was close. Serin didn't have to burn flash.
Alvaro and Supa tagged out a little bit. Serin's been pretty good on the trigger this game, I think. Respect, you know, outside of having the gusto. Woo! Okay, ice hurts. Who knew? I think we could all see that one coming. The 6-180 carries. Mid is now broken wide open. Another charge comes from Sheo. Might find a knock-up onto Supa. It's knock-up galore, but in return, pops back his Stend. Alvaro gets an angle again, but with the Unbreakable Will. Is he alive? No, you have your answer again. Ice going to be ulted as he runs out with yet another kill. Blood on his hands, but the stains don't need to be removed, because I'm sure there's a lot more coming.
He can watch them in the Ocean Dragon. Make sure that he's able to pick that one up with the rest of his team. And at this stage, Heretics, they are looking clean. Ice is terrified. Serin is putting in work on these side lanes. And MKOI, like, it was off screen. MKOI are trying to make plays, but they're just not finding that success.
Consistently, right? And that's why this league is so much fun, so confusing, but so much fun. Because as a viewer at home, if you're investing in watching the LEC right now, you can't come to me and say, I know who's going to win this split. That's absolute rubbish. If
I don't even know who's going to win today.
If anyone says they know who's going to win LEC this split, you're full of it. You have no idea. And you could look at this game in isolation and be like, wow, Heretics are better than MKOI. But then they lost the Lost Retones. And then I go through the rest of their season. Na'Vi, Shifters beat them, but they beat GX. And Hysterics, they beat Vitality. Hang on. But G2 beat them, so are Team Heretics a good team or not? Well, games like this, I can tell you, this is their potential, and they look clean.
Yeah, but I think KC and Na'Vi are hoping that MKOI would be a slightly better team today, because their hopes of lock-in are on this game.
They saw that KC relied on them for a win to lock into playoffs, and MKOI were like,
no.
Maybe not today, you know. No, of course that's not true. But look, MKOI, they're an interesting team in their own right. Alvaro has been playing out of his mind, like a lot of Alistars in our league, but Alvaro has been playing some really sick counter engages. Unfortunately, as you said, MKOI just don't put the pieces together.
Well, the biggest problem now is just the Braum value is sky high for Heretics. It was already kind of difficult enough if you're on an even footing for Supa to really get damage onto the main carries as that. But at this stage, Stend is incredibly tanky. He just sits in front of this Yunara.
Hello.
And MKOI keep trying to make plays like this. Like, this is the second one we've gotten as immediately Elyoya's ultimate has come back up. And it's an Orianna that should be very easy to kill in the side lane, but she hasn't even had to use her flash in either of those occasions.
Serin is just waiting till next game to use it, I guess.
I mean, he doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to,
He can just chill.
Now has himself the Shadow Flame. Blighting Jewel picked up, so third we're going to get a lot of Magic Pen. As this back, cheeky Stend. Close to maybe inting it a little bit and having to burn the flash. Oh, he's going to clear the vision that he placed down as he was returning to base. And Baron's obviously sitting there. You don't need me to tell you that that's the next port of call. But at a 6k gold lead, it's now up to Heretics to continue pushing this forward. They've got a Dragon in pocket. It's going to be an ultra late game soul if we do ever get there. But obviously the Baron with a very fed Yunara at 3 items is going to be a lot easier to take down if they get another one of these picks on MKOI from them over-evaluating the play that MKOI have done so many times this game.
It's just whenever Elyoya's ult is down, Heretics can become much more brave on the map, especially for Serin. And I think that's why you can kind of see at the moment, all they really want to do is just establish this like deep vision in this pocket of the jungle and make sure that they're in an okay spot. Because if you have to play far back as MKOI, you don't really get those windows to play for a pick onto Serin or, try and, it's just pointless to try and play for a pick on Tracyn.
Okay.
And if Heretics can just play like this, you can see you just have to cede all control. Heretics are too strong at the moment.
Stend as well, popping the Ghost, but remember he has Unsealed Spellbook. I mean, I think a lot of the strength does come from Stend. Shout out to this guy. Not only has he had a good game, but I think the champion, Dagda, is just so incredibly good. in the first 20, 25 minutes of the game flat. Because
I mean, Medic has been singing the praises for Braum in this patch.
But even the past 6 months, I feel like Braum has been just such a good response. Like, around Worlds, we were kind of in the Ornn meta, like, sort of. My memory's really bad. I'm like a goldfish, so I have to look
Yeah, I was going to say, I
else.
don't know if Ornn was... He was there, but wasn't...
Okay,
yeah.
but outside of Ornn as well, which is very oddly specific, I feel like Braum deals a lot with not only range, like this Jace going around, like things like Azir on hit champs. He's very versatile with strong base damage. I think he has one of the strongest base damage supports in the game.
Well, it's just
Question mark.
most engage supports at the moment will struggle into him.
Yep.
Like, for example, Alistar. He goes in, headbutt combo. Okay, I'm Braum. I'm going to leap to my AD carry then and stand up with the Unbreakable. And then we just turn that damage onto the Alistar, so you immediately lose out on the trade. Or if the AD carry is shorter range than you, like Supa in this case, Ice just gets to play forward and deal a ton of damage to Supa as he tries to answer for the play. It's a very similar story with like Leona's and Rels and everything else that comes in. But the beauty of Braum in this situation is that most of the people, apart from the Azir, are really short range. Yeah. So there's more time for you to actually get an auto attack off to enable a stun, so you don't have to rely on your Qs. Even for Supa, him trying to reposition or stay safe from fights becomes incredibly difficult against a Braum. So it's just Braum gets so much value in this draft, not only in the lane matchup, but also because of how relatively short range MKOI are.
Such a good ult denier as well of that Aphelios ult now. Dragon goes down. Team Heretics, another objective. There's Stend again being annoying, and he's doing that by himself while defending. And as you can see, damage mitigated with the Unbreakable up. He does get chunked a little bit, but Team Heretics are now going to be moving up to this top side, hovering around Serin, covering Baron vision, because right now, that's how MKOI are holding on. Making sure that this Baron doesn't get started or snuck is keeping them in the game.
He's also, Stend is opted in towards the Solstice Slay, so going to be healing up these carries as he tries to CC them.
Plus that movement speed, right, as well?
So
really nice.
Yeah.
I feel like, just personally for solo queue, Solstice Slay is the most fun, especially when you're playing like these, I'm just going to call it annoying champs. You know, I feel like the Thresh is in solo queue as well, right?
What's wrong with Thresh?
No, nothing's wrong with Thresh. He's annoying. A good Thresh, everyone knows in solo queue, it's like a good Blitzcrank. They're in your head, you know? And Braum as well, I feel like has some kind of degree of is just seeing if they were going to commit a little bit more. Tracyn's happy though. He's got TP, and he's also got the Jack Show, so he'll be good in any kind of fight and long engage. Hovering around Jojo for now, and you can see that Elyoya is also down here on the bottom of the map. Teleport being burnt, that's just by Stend. Elyoya is moving up to the top, and pings are getting spammed down, but Heretics, it's not like they're starting Baron yet.
But they're just clearing out the vision that MKOI put down, and the fact that they're able to two-man this with Stend and Serin is really good, because now you just get to shove that wave immediately as Ice. You don't actually need Sheo to come across, so he gets to clear out his camps, and you're kind of just cheating tempo with that teleport from Stend and the cover from Serin as well. And there's very little that MKOI can do, because they just don't know what the hell Heretics are up to. They have no vision anywhere past their own jungle.
Spike connects, Elyoya tagged out, 2 more concussive blows to go. Little peekaboo from Sheo, who now has the GA, so easier engage. As Heretics are starting this up, full vision clearance. They're being super patient around this objective. It's going to be spotted out now, but they're not really taking that much damage. Ice is fine as well. The 4-item Yunara just whittling away. MKOI tried to turn it into an engage. Unbreakable's up, but now that that's down, maybe an angle for MKOI. However, there's a clear through mid. Heretics move as 5, looking for the engage. Myrwn's now coming in. Stend wrong way for the door. If Hodor did that, it would have ended much quicker. Heretics going to back off, and 5 versus 5 through mid. MKOI didn't really lose too much.
But that's why I like Heretics going for this play. So with the new Baron, you lose 0.5 of your resistances every second.
Yep.
So you can kind of just tank that for an exceptionally long time. And like, even if you tank it for a minute, you only lose 30 MR in armor, right? It's not a huge amount in the grand scheme of things. So you can kind of just fish for these, see if you can burn some spells or maybe get MKOI to overextend. And the ability for Sheo and Ice to just two-man this with the damage they have and the heals that Sheo can provide, I think is just enough. And Heretics basically playing off that.
All in, Stend sets up, but a little bit over-ambitious. However, the Glacial Fisher knocks up Jojo, but he took more damage. Sheo as well almost dies. Team Heretics pulled triggers, but not in the right order.
And you've got push on bot side for Tracyn. They burn that TP from Myrwn, and they don't actually end up getting anything unless Jojo.
Oh yeah, he goes into fog of war. Crescent guards there, pops out the ulti himself for the rest of MKOI. Look for the play through mid. Wind becomes lightning, narrowly avoided. MKOI run away. Now for the re-engage from Team Heretics as Ice. He wants to transcend and run in, but as that starts expiring and he runs through the ultimate, Team Heretics back away with no victims.
So MKOI nearly end up getting Jojo caught on the side, but will just end up backing away. Still, like, it's just MKOI basically trying to find these ways to force plays, but they're just not quite able to manage it because Sheo has that untouchable, Stend is able to block the damage, and there's always that ability to run away thanks to all the slows that this Braum can provide.
I will say the only thing, you know, Jojo obviously got caught, but the rest of the fight and the rest of the team, surprisingly holding on to a lot of these fights, you know, like Stend pops the ulti, okay. If that's around maybe the next dragon, if that's around a longer fight that MKOI can choose, that's the mistake that brings MKOI back into the game. It's 6k gold lead, but Heretics, you never say never. Dagda made a trick shot with the water bottle. It went right into the crate. You won't see it, and you'll never, ever see it. But just know that I saw it. And wow, you are an impressive man. Both in and out of game, Dagda, he's a man you can rely on. Now, Team Heretics, can you rely on this play? They've set it up onto Alvaro. Unbreakable Will has been pulled out. That's Sheo by himself. Stend wants a bit of piece of the action as well, but Alvaro's ulti down is a big one, a big part of the engage of MKOI.
Yeah, he still has his flash, so still can be engaged, but you can see this two-man that Heretics just keep going for. Makes it very threatening for Alvaro to recommit.
It's a peekaboo of death, and Alvaro gets caught out once again. A ward that's going to be cleared as Team Heretics start the Baron on the back end. Myrwn is seen on double wards at 8k now. Baron starting to go down quicker and quicker. The defense mechanism from Team Heretics holds this brush out of sight. Equalizer down as well. Tracyn's okay though, as the Baron already goes down. He flashes out to survive. Jojo's ult comes in later, and Ice drops down. It's a big pick if MKOI can get a little bit more. Stend with the Unbreakable. The ulti still connects, but Supa, the burn, the tick, helps out, and Myrwn seals it down. A 2 for 2, but Baron denied at least of the two of Team Heretics.
MKOI going to try and take the mid lane turret. With Elyoya down, it'll be risky to go for the dragon because you will have that flash smite from Sheo, but MKOI look like they're just going to try and rush it down. Can Sheo get here in time?
He said flash smite, I see it. Is there enough damage here with the Aphelios Supa? He's getting close, 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 close. There's a ward. Blast cone taken. Smite, yes! Sheo gets it. Soul point now acquired. He pulls out the Crescent guard. Looking for an engage as Tracyn's also the way in, and MKOI might get 2v3, especially with the GA. It buys time. Flash away. Supa gets from Tracyn, but now the re-engage. Sheo is barehanded here, but he's still healthy enough. Equalizer down on the reset. A good engage. Alvaro finds the mark. Tracyn, though, needs to dive. The shockwave finally comes in. Serin helps out and saves Team Heretics' chances of flying Elyoya. He's also erupted onto the scene while Jojo gets the top side of the fight. We look back bot, and we need to see Elyoya get a target with the re-engage. The flash, the messiness continues, but MKOI, they lost the dragon to a steal, and Heretics slow played the hell out of that fight.
Serenades it and says it's not over till the fat lady sings. Brilliant setup by Heretics in the fight. Slow play it. Use the GA, but this engage just actually kind of works out for MKOI in the end. There's so much focus on the top side from Heretics that Myrwn's able to take down Tracyn early, and as Ice comes in, just pipped by Jojo on the edge, doesn't quite have the flash to get over the wall. And Heretics able to tick down Stend as well. But this was always going to be a risky play. I think as MKOI, you either had to take that mid lane tower or rush the dragon. Because Heretics, as you can see, Sheo gets enough time to get out of base.
Yeah. And
then, I thought he just flashed back over the wall, but as you called it, Hysterics slow plays it for Heretics.
Close it up.
And then waits for Serin to TP in. And the shields are enough to just keep Sheo topped up, but it's a very slow fight because you can see Serin is trying to position on towards Supa. Can't really get there, but a good shockwave, and the patience pays off for Tracyn as he's able to then pull away the rumble and get the kill afterwards.
A bit more damage. I mean, Supa could have died there as well to top it off. Team Heretics in the driver's seat still. Ulti from Stend would have hit Elyoya, bar the flash, but come back to life. Myrwn does get top turret, and there is gold shrinking on our map right now, but Heretics are now on soul point. To deliver this game to a victory, it's getting closer and closer, and it is a bit of Cassante gaming, but I also think that Serin and Ice, it takes them to die for MKOI to have a chance here. Myrwn's getting some gold himself. He's the only one looking red on the side of MKOI. The rest is Heretics favored.
Soul in 2.5. And a terrifying Yunara is going to be what MKOI have to go up against. And you can see how close these fights are, but a lot of them have been because Heretics have, had to put focus elsewhere. You had Sheo and Ice trying to two-man that Baron. So you get a nice start to the fight for MKOI. Even in that bottom skirmish, it was Tracyn and Sheo having to hold out for so long in the whole Ice.
Oh, oi. Savoy, that was crazy. I mean, that's Aphelios gaming, but still, I just did not expect him to also one-shot Ice.
Yeah, Ice kind of just needs to have Stend beside him at all points in time to prevent that happening. But you can look and see, like, if Supa at this stage pushing towards a 6th item, he's very, very strong. And it's now ball time for MKOI to get some of the standing gold.
Set up, Alvaro runs for his life, but Stend now with the unbreakable small window here for Team Heretics. Map a little bit more open for MKOI, enables this deep vision. 4K is the only lead, it's getting smaller and smaller. Supa is getting bigger and bigger. There is another item on the way soon. I assume either we're gonna get a lifeline or we're just gonna get a BT. But regardless, both AD carries Dagda. I look at them to survive. That's good news for either one of them. Obviously Jojo's in there as well, but as Supa, hold. Yeah, Blast Cone out was the right move.
Heretics, though, used the Ghost on Stend to push MKOI back, and now
Myrwn caught out, flashes over the wall. Stend also lands on Supa! What an ulti from Stend! He was looking to the right, he fakes an ult to the left.
It's the no-look from Stend that catches out Supa, who is flashless and ghostless, and will die for Myrwn's mistake.
Ulti out.
Still 30 seconds until that dragon, though. So I don't think Supa's going to be up in time. MKOI need to find some way to slow down this dragon take.
Well, Jojo with the hero play, that'll do it. 20 seconds, the spawn's coming up. And Stend, what a pick. I mean, again, he was just facing right. He was looking at Myrwn, and then Supa steps between the wave. And Stend hit that like it was a Thresh Q.
And still, MKOI step up. Tracyn isn't here, but you can see them. They're just picking off the dragon.
He's gone.
There's nothing they can do.
Well played.
Huge play from Stend. They may have just confirmed this game.
Oi.
Oh, as Jojo doesn't get hit by the Winter Spice.
Tracyn trying to follow that up as well. TP from MKOI. Myrwn joins the fray. 4 members still here. Supa now behind them as well. Team Heretics have this choke, and with a Braum, a choke is fantastic, especially with Stend having his ulti up. They've got Infernal Soul, a bit of burst of damage will affect MKOI that little bit more. As you can see, the poke is a little bit better than it was before as mid-push comes through, and Heretics still think about how they can approach the Baron.
MKOI are just trying to prevent Heretics from taking that space. Azir turret goes up to keep the wave in their favor and stop it from crashing on towards their inhibitor turret. If it goes back that far, it becomes very easy for Heretics to re-establish vision in this topside jungle. Tower falling in that bottom side. Jojo and Elyoya looking for the flanks.
Oi, game-changing MKOI. The win for KC and Navi's sake hinges on this fight with their disadvantage. Alvaro set up into Tracyn, bit of poke onto him. Supa follows through, but look at his guns. White's about to run out now. He's got the Gravitum. Needs an insane CC ulti. But how are you going to land it with a Braum? Stend peels off from the rest of Team Heretics. It's tense, it's nail-biting, it's Heretics' life we're talking about. MKOI still trying to poke out. Supa's got Gravitum. Double root there in the end. Poke out on Serin as well. Oh, flash. Alvaro in. Equalizer down as well. It's a big ulti, but Alvaro, he goes in solo for a little bit, and Stend survives. Runs it back. Elyoya's ulti is into Tracyn. Tracyn all out into the back of MKOI. He'll quickly be taken down when he gets Alvaro with the fish as well. Jojo stands in. The great divide by the Emperor from Canada. But now he's stuck in a 1v2. Golden is Serin. Golden is Jojo, but not for long. Heretics retain control, if only just.
The return damage from Serin with that shockwave was huge. Ice looked like he'd just gone down with nothing left in the tank. But Heretics now moving in towards this top side. I think they might have just done it.
You think they can open up Dagda? Death timers are long, 30 seconds at least. Alvaro's up in 15.
But you don't have the same resistances on these towers when it's only 2 people taking it. So Heretics should be able to rush this one through. Alvaro is the only one that can hold.
Yeah, he's going to need something. Next turrets go down. These clockwork windups are great from Sheo, from Serin rather. Heretics.
Stend is TPing as well.
This is huge for them. You said the TP is going to come in. Nexus exposed against MKOI. It's been a rough weekend for the Spaniards, but Heretics will take that. A well-deserved win, and I think their best game at LEC Versus yet.